I'm being attacked by my daughters on a Facebook Live. You guys are so crazy. All right, Papa's gonna go. I love you.
Love you.
All right. All right, guys. I decided to start the Facebook Live off like that just because I love my kids. And part of what we're going to talk about today is giving you guys a strategy and giving you guys a recipe that is going to allow you to be able to have fun like that when you want and hang out with your family and not have to just be burning yourself out, slaving away, working multiple jobs. And guys, here's the thing. Like, I did it. I tried the traditional advice back when we were trying to get out of debt. It's like, okay, get your side hustle and do your extra thing and do all this sort of stuff. And guys, listen, like, there's a place for that, especially if it's in light of the long term. Like, I'm doing something that's going to generate long term revenue, increase revenue, and it's going to be starting a side business, whatever. I mean, guys, listen, there's a time where you need to turn it up like that and short term kind of do that burn. But what I was doing, again, I was just taking on stuff that just had no long-term sustainable opportunity. And so many people are doing that. And it's like they're jeopardizing their health, their families, doing all these side hustles and multiple jobs and all these sorts of things. And what we're going to talk about, guys, is we're just going to break it down into why it is just ludicrous and it is a terrible idea to try to do that, to really get out of debt, and not just out of debt, but build wealth, and why it doesn't work. Really, what are the things you need to be careful of if you're trying to do that, and then really, like, what's such a better way? Because guys, listen, like, I get to hang out with my family all day every day, and there was a time where I was building a business and I had a full-time job, and I had to do that. It was necessary. I wasn't in a place where I could quit my job yet to do that, and it just wouldn't have been the best financial decision. But that was a short-term play for a long-term, ultimately long-term gain. And anybody that's watching this right now, again, what we're going to talk about is, again, why you should not try to be working multiple jobs long term to actually get out of debt, and what you guys should be doing instead. So, welcome. It is so great to see you guys here, and I'm excited to hang out with you for the next little bit. I'm telling you guys, like, this is something that is such a big, like, it's a hot button for me because there are a lot of people, and I'm not trying to sling hate. I'm not trying to hate on any of my competitors and my friends and other people in this area of financial coaching and counseling and things like that. But guys, the truth is that there are a lot of people out there that have big platforms that are making you feel like you're not enough, or that you're a screw up, or that you're lazy or whatever, because you don't want to have to work 50, 60 hours a week to get out of debt and get the outcome that you want for your life, which is financial freedom and being able to give more and being able to enjoy your family more and go more on vacations and help, like, do more cool stuff in the world. And it's just one of those things that I hear the advice so much, and I ate it and I bought the lie, and it was a terrible. First of all, let me just give you guys, like, so we used to do so many different things, but like, one of the things I tried to do was I'd become a Vitamix consultant. And I'm not hating on Vitamix. I actually love Vitamix. That's why I considered doing it. But I got there and I was at Costco and I had to get there at the butt crack of dawn. And it was one of those things where it was like, are you serious? Like, is it really this bad? Like, you had to buy all of your own setup or whatever. And it took like an hour or two to set up your whole thing and the display. You had to do all the shopping, all this sort of thing. And what was crazy is at the time, every time, I didn't know this, and I don't think they do this anymore, but you had to actually, every time someone would return like a Vitamix at Costco, whenever you were there, it would come off of your commission. So like, if someone didn't even buy one and then someone returned it, you were already in the negative. And it was just like this awful thing. I lasted like 2 weeks and I was like, what am I doing? I'm leaving my family on the days where I should be spending time with them in order to make an extra little bit of money, knowing that this is not a long-term thing. So I was like, screw this. This is dumb. We went a much better way. And I'm glad we did. And we're going to talk about what it would look like for you possibly to be able to do the same thing. And again, not just get out of debt, but really build wealth. So guys, I'm going to just kind of like hammer away at like, what are some of the main reasons why I think it's a totally bad idea. But let's just start with this analogy, guys. Okay. Getting out of debt, and not just getting out of debt, because a lot of you guys, again, you've got more than like just $5,000 in debt. You might have $50,000. You might have 100. You might have a few hundred thousand. We've had people that we work with almost $1 million. Actually, some of them over $1 million in debt. And so getting out of debt, depending upon your situation and how much debt you have, is a marathon. Please hear me. It is a marathon. It is not a short-term little like 100-meter dash, whatever. This, I know there is a 100-meter dash, whatever. I don't do gymnastics or any of that kind of whatever. I didn't do track, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not that kind of a journey. This is a long-term marathon when you are doing that. But not just that, guys. It's the bigger marathon of building wealth. Okay, please hear me. Getting out of a little tiny bit of debt and instead having to get out of a lot of debt, especially, but even regardless of those two, building wealth over the course of your life is a completely different mindset. It is a completely different goal. If you guys are trying to get financially independent, financially free, so that ultimately you can set yourselves up for the future, you don't have to work till you're 70 years old, and you want to have enough in retirement, you guys want to have enough in savings should something happen to you, all of these sorts of things, guys, that is again a completely different goal, which, and that's the ultimate goal everyone should have, versus just let me get some quick wins and some dopamine hits and pay off a few debts and cut up a few credit cards. Meanwhile, you're missing the long play. And ultimately, guys, it's literally like this: just burning yourself out, doing multiple jobs to get out of debt, especially, and save. It is literally like knowing you're entering a marathon and doing an all-out sprint the first couple miles, and you're just like, I'm gonna be, and it's like, oh, I'm making all this progress, I'm doing great, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're gonna hit a wall, you're gonna crash, your legs cramp up, your back like, oh, you got it again. It's like, and you pass out, probably have heat exhaustion, something like that, because ultimately, guys, it's not sustainable. And it's not, that's not how a marathon is meant to be run. And please hear me, guys, I know that if you are in debt, especially, or you don't have the savings that you want, I commend you for the grittiness and the tenacity of trying to like do everything you can to get there. But guys, just take a moment and breathe out all of the lies and the myths of saying you just have to hustle, and just breathe in a new idea or a new possibility. Breathe in this possibility that maybe it's easier and it's simpler than you think. Maybe you don't have to burn yourself out. Maybe you don't have to go scorched earth and wear yourself into the ground. Maybe there is a better way. And I will tell you guys, there is. And so, first of all, you have to realize, guys, in order to get not just out of debt, but do it the smart way and build wealth, you have to treat this whole thing like a marathon. Okay, ultimately, we're not promised tomorrow, but assuming that you get another 20, 30, 40, 50 years, working multiple jobs, working 50, 60 hours a week is a terrible approach. It's going to wear you out, and you're going to find yourself absolutely miserable, and your family is not going to know how to spell your name. Okay, so you have to, first of all, realize that this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Okay, that's the first thing. Here's the other part with that too, guys, is part of the problem is there's this idea that like if I can get to where I'm debt free and I scream I'm debt free and I get there as quickly as I can, that again, that is the solution. And there's a lot of people that I can't tell you how many people that we've talked to that have literally gone on a video even and like, publicly even said, oh, I'm debt free, whatever. But they end up right back in debt or even worse than they were before. And it's because, again, guys, they didn't have the right mentality about it, and they didn't have the right perspective, and ultimately they were just trying to get out of debt. But guys, like, just getting out of debt doesn't mean that you're going to end up with a big fat emergency fund so that when emergencies come again, you don't end up right back in debt. Just getting out of debt and not having any more debt does not mean that you're going to be saving enough that you need for retirement. Those are completely different things. And that's the problem, guys, is like this whole idea of like, let me just work the debt snowball, or let me just pound away at the debt. Guys, you can do that. But what happens when you're debt free? What happens when you have all these multiple jobs and now you're debt free, but now you need to start saving? Now you need to start building wealth. You're telling me that you're going to work multiple jobs for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years to hit those goals? That's ridiculous. And guys, the reality is that most people that I've talked to, like, unless you find a better approach to not have to work multiple jobs, even when you are debt free, you're not making enough money to be able to save as much as you need to save. You're just not. And it's not going to happen outside of having to work those multiple jobs. So I'm just telling you guys, like, it's just not the best approach, and it's not in your best interest, and it's not sustainable. Sure, it might make the person selling that course or whatever look good, like you've got a bunch of wins and his clients are doing great. But guys, like, we intentionally tell people, like, listen, I would love for you. We have one of our main webinars. It's like debt free in 6 months. I'd love for everyone to be debt free in 6 months. We have a lot of people that pay off 20, 30, 40, 50, something $1,000 in debt in the first 6 months, and they're debt free. And again, it's great. It's exciting. But we also will tell people, depending upon the situation, like, listen, like, I might not want you to pay off any debt over the next few months. Instead, I'd rather you do this, right? Instead, I'd rather you reinvest it in yourself and something that's more of a long-term play that's going to get your income where you want it to be, so that you can have not just like bigger chunks of debt going away when that income goes in, but now you can really start to build wealth. And it's a completely different approach. It's a completely different perspective. And we just want you guys to have the long term in mind. Okay. So that's the other thing with that. And then other guys, the other one is too, is that, like I said, the problem is that it is also uninspiring. Like, let's be real. The thought of having to work multiple jobs for an infinite amount of time with no end in sight, guys, it is exhausting. It is defeating. It is fatiguing. And guys, like I talk to a lot of people that are really high achievers. And the funny thing is too, even then, a lot of people end up working multiple jobs as a way to avoid having to feel the emotions that they're feeling, which is like, I'm frustrated with my marriage. I'm frustrated with my health. I'm frustrated with my boss. I'm feeling like I'm doing a bad job as a parent, whatever. And so we hide behind working multiple jobs, but still not getting to the root issue of, is that really the best approach for you? And again, guys, the truth is that you have to get to the root issues of what is it that's causing you to have to, quote unquote, have to keep working multiple jobs, or making you even want to work multiple jobs. Because a lot of people almost wear that like a merit badge, like a badge of honor. Like, I work multiple jobs. I work 2 or 3 jobs and I like it that way. I like being busy. Well, that's great. But guys, what if being busy was just a coping strategy for you, just like Instagram, or just like ice cream, or just like caffeine, or just like alcohol, or just like whatever else you might use, pornography, whatever that is, to deal with your stress, to deal with your frustration, to deal with your feeling like you're not enough, or like you're an idiot, or feeling the sense of shame, or whatever that would be, or feeling that level, that certain amount of unhappiness in your life, feeling like a failure. I don't like feeling that, whatever. So I'm just going to burn, burn, burn. And I'm going to do as much work as I possibly can to feel significant. But guys, you're really just spinning your wheels. And I don't want you guys doing that. I want you guys to work from a place of joy, from a place of abundance, from a place of excitement, and not from a place of scarcity and fear and overwhelm and doubt. I want you guys to really love your life and do it in a way that, like, yeah, if you're going to work 50 hours, I mean, there's been weeks where I've done that, but I'm loving my life. It is, and it's like, and I don't have to do it. I do it because I want to, and because I'm not using it as a way to cover up some other frustration or anxiety or whatever it would be, or problem in my marriage. I'm doing that because I want to change lives. I want to save the world. And if you're watching this, I want to help you too. So that's why I work the way that I work. But ultimately, guys, I don't have to do that. And I've intentionally put myself in a position to not do that because I don't want to. I want to, like with my kids earlier, just be able to play whenever we want. I want to be able to go in the middle of afternoon and take a nap, or go, shopping, or hang out with my family, or go on a date, or give my wife a massage, or do whatever. It's like, but guys, listen, it's like I had to, in order to get there. And if you want to get there, you have to be willing to, again, take a step back, reevaluate where you're at. Is my way really working? And is this going to get me where you want to go? It's going to get me where we want to go. And guys, listen, if right now you're working multiple jobs and your life is not working, or again, are you open to consider that maybe this is just not the best approach? And maybe, just maybe, there's somebody out there that might be able to simplify the process and get to the root of it. Just like I was listening to one of my friends who's a doctor, who every time the woman was dealing with migraine, she's like, I popped a bunch of Advils and, took a bunch of, drank some Coke and did some things to try to deal with it and medicate the problem. And sure, like, it relieved the symptoms, but it never fixed the core issue of why she keeps getting migraines. And sure, working multiple jobs, it might seem like a fix, but it's really just a band-aid for a lot of people, because it's not dealing with the underlying issue of, why do you have to work multiple jobs just to stay out of debt, or just keep your head above water, or to be able to save? Isn't there a better way? And there is, guys. And so let's talk about that, because again, it's short-sighted to just be working multiple jobs. It burns you out. Again, your family hates it, if unless you have, but again, this is what I'm saying, guys. You got to be real. If you find yourself working a lot of jobs, you gotta be like, how great is my relationship with my kids? How great is my relationship with my spouse? Okay, if you're married and you have a family, because again, a lot of times it's just a way to deal with your loneliness. It's just a way to, and again, you need to address that too. You need to fix the underlying issues that make it so you almost feel like this. It's like an addiction, like overworking. And again, I'm not trying to hate on my high achievers there. I'm a high achiever, but again, we don't want you guys overworking from a place of, and working multiple jobs from a place of trying to cover something else up. I want you guys doing it from a place of inspiration and excitement. Okay. So here's the reason why, guys. If you guys want to really truly play the long game, okay, what I am saying to you is, I would rather you take some of the money that you have, like even just from putting it toward debt, and I would rather you guys take that money and invest it in yourself if you don't yet have a skill set that you have, that you want, in order to get where you want to be. Or take the time that you would be spending on multiple jobs and figure out, what is a way that I can advance myself in my career. Again, it's like, the other way might be through a business. The other way might be through, again, working for somebody else. But either way, what are the ways that I can own my value and own my worth? And guys, even then, like, I was just talking to a business owner the other day who just signed up with us. He's an amazing man. And he's like, literally, this was my pricing strategy. What do you think it's worth? And they're like, whatever. And he's like, why are you struggling? It's like, well, because a lot of that has to do with like, you're leaving it up to them because he doesn't value himself. He's not charging his worth. And there's so many people, guys, that have these big money blocks and feel really icky talking about money, asking what their value of their service or their product is, whether again, you're advertising yourself essentially to an employer or you're getting clients or again, creating products or services for other people. Either way, guys, what we have found to be true is that over time, you have like if you truly not just want to get I would argue you actually will get out of debt quicker if it's especially if it's a larger amount of debt doing what I'm talking about versus just working multiple jobs. But if you also not just want to do that, but you really want to save and you really want to like, again, be incredibly generous and write the big checks and ultimately become multimillionaires, guys, listen. If you're watching this, there is a 99.999% chance you have to and you must make more money, but not doing it the way working multiple jobs. I want you guys to have one job ideally. Now, if you want to be an investor and you want to have other things going on for fun, that's different than having to work for three different places and working 60, 70 hours a week. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you needed to find what is my one thing? What is the thing that I'm going to focus on long term that's going to help me double, triple, quadruple, take the ceiling off of my income and allow me to be able to build the wealth and the security so that I don't keep ending up back in debt, so that when a washing machine goes out, a car goes out, you name it, like my kid needs help with this. My kids would need to go to college. There's a wedding I wasn't expecting, whatever, that it doesn't keep causing you to have to dip back into savings, but then not being able to replenish it for months or years at a time. I want you guys to get to a place where, again, you can really do that and do it well. Now, guys, again, keep in mind the other reason why it's not just income, it's also managing what you have better, right? Most people that we talk to, I would actually, every single person that we've talked to that we've ever met with, I don't care what budgeting software, whatever, if you don't have a plan for the money coming in, obviously, guys, no matter how much money you end up making, it's kind of like, it's like the hole in the bottom of the ship. It's like, right, it's like you can keep just kind of scooping out water, but until you plug the hole in that, guys, you're just going to keep taking on water. And so you have to have a solid plan for your money coming in, especially even you business owners out there. If you're watching this, okay, yes, you need a personal plan, just like you need a budget, and a plan for the money that's going on with your business. You need a plan for your household, because if you don't, what you're going to find is that, again, even when you do end up making more money, you're like, where the heck did it all go? I don't get it. What's going on? And we've helped so many people, guys. And it's like even like 15,000 a month, 25, 25,000 a month, whatever that would be, and they still feel broke. They still feel like they can't save. And what's so funny is so many people talk about like, oh, if I could just make six figures. And I remember when there was that day, like at the time, I think I was making maybe $40,000, $50,000 a year. And I had a friend who I think he was making just over $100,000. And we went over to their house and I practically expected him to serve me wine with every meal. Like they should, roll out the red carpet because they've got so much money. And it's like, and then when you start making six figures, you're like, wait a second. I didn't feel rich the moment I started making six figures. And I was like, if anything, a lot of my expenses went up, certain things changed. It was hilarious. And it's like, so many people think just because you're making, six figures or multiple six figures, that even then it's enough. And guys, it can be if you're smart with it, but you have to have a solid plan. But not just that, guys, like why even put a ceiling on your income in the first place? Like, why would you not put yourself in a position where you guys can make as much as you possibly can? And again, that's why we're a huge fan of business. That's why we're a huge fan of being an entrepreneur, where you guys can make more money for your employer and get some of that cheese or get some of that cheddar, get some skin from some of that, and again, enjoy that. That's why we're huge big on performance-based opportunities. And that's why we're excited, guys. And even then, guys, you can still be number two or three at an organization and make a really good income. But I'm just telling you guys, like, we love it when you don't have a ceiling on your income. And we also love it, guys, when you have a solid plan for the money that's coming in. Because ultimately, guys, what we have found is that when you have a strategy for your income that really doesn't have a ceiling, and you have a solid structure for the money that's already coming in, so it's managed well, you have you're being intentional before the month begins, you got a plan for every dollar, everything is locked in. Between those two things, guys, you can not only get out of debt a whole heck of a lot faster if you've got a lot of debt, but you guys will actually save and build wealth. Because it's one thing to have a big debt-free scream, it's another thing to scream, I'm financially free, I've got tons of savings, and I'm on my way to becoming a millionaire. There are not, I will tell you guys, there's a very small percentage of the people that do that scream that also end up becoming millionaires. Because again, it's a completely different way of thinking. It is literally it is taking the marathon, it is taking the 100-meter dash, whatever person, and again sticking them in a marathon, but they don't know it's a marathon. they're going to instantly start sprinting. But again, you have to be conditioned and trained to think and to plan and have a structure in place to be able to win a marathon race. And you need help with that. You need training, you need the right support. Because again, guys, like you have to completely shift the way that you're thinking. And again, most people don't think like that. They're just thinking about quick dopamine hits and wins, and it's great. But ultimately, guys, it's not going to help you build serious long-term wealth where you guys can really change the world. Because that is our goal. If you've been watching us from any link, like any period of time, you know that, guys, like we believe that it for Christians, especially in the West, that have unlimited possibility and resources, guys, that for most of us, if you choose to stay broke and check to check and just enough, guys, there are like small, tiny Mother Teresa type exceptions or things like that. But otherwise, guys, it's just selfish. It is selfish because you can't help people when you are trying to just help yourself. When you're just trying to survive, you're so focused and you're internally focused versus externally focused on how can I bless and how can I give. And I will tell you guys, it is so much fun to be able to have enough to be able to see a need and just be able to write a check and meet it and not always have to be worrying about yours and worrying about your bills and your payments and things like that. And that's really, guys, even then, that is the ultimate goal. I want you to be so lavishly generous and so free and abundant to bless other people. And yes, even bless your family where you can go on trips and you can go on vacations and you can have those mommy daughter dates or those daddy daughter dates or those guy dates and those girls dates. And you don't have to worry about it. And you can go be a blessing and pay someone else to make your food, and you can go pay someone else to do that and support their livelihood while you get to enjoy your life and do it all to the glory of God. We just believe, guys, that you can have it all if you choose it and if you have the right approach, if you have the right structure, and if you have the right mindset and things in place. So, guys, that's really what I just want to talk about. I wanted to break this down for you because, again, guys, it's something that I notice constantly that is keeping Christians stuck. And it's just, guys, again, it doesn't have to be this hard. Now, maybe you're sitting here and you're thinking, where do I even begin? Like, Jeremy, are you saying I need to start a business? Are you saying I need to, like to get this budgeting software? Are you saying I need to, go ask for a raise, whatever? Well, depending upon what you're doing in any of those possibly. But the truth is that, guys, everybody is different. And please hear me. Okay. Part of the reason why so many Christians fail with their finances and are not winning, it's because they're trying to do the cookie cutter programs and approaches where everyone's basically the same, everyone's funneled through the same thing, and everyone's being talked to in the same way, given the same advice. And guys, it's a bad formula for success. You need to have somebody that is going to look into your life and into the unique circumstances of what you want and what you need and what's best for you and what's best for your family and what you want, and help you discover that and help you create a solid strategy that's going to be personalized and customized and tailored for you. And if that's what you guys want, then again, you can go to jeremykrulikowski.com/apply and let's see how we can help you guys. Let's talk about how we can help you get off the hamster wheel, get out of the rat race where you're just struggling, working multiple jobs, or doing whatever it is you're doing. Bottom line, if your finances are just not working the way that you want, and you want to create a life of simplicity where I'm not having to work, have all these multiple streams of income. And again, I'm not talking about diversifying and having like being an investor. And that's not what I'm talking about having to grind 60 hours a week to be able to keep your head above water, to be able to survive. I'm talking about, guys, like if you want to have simplicity where it's like, okay, at least I have my primary income source is stable. It is fun. It is inspiring. And I'm able to, with that money, manage it to the best of my abilities, be a good steward with it, take that excess, pay off debt, save, and really get caught up on retirement. Then again, guys, go there, book your call, free call, and let's see how we can help you guys. Because again, guys, that is our passion. We just don't, I've seen so many families, guys, please like hear me, that have been torn apart, or people that are literally, and I'm talking, and this is the hard thing, is some of you guys are watching this, you're like, you are super high powered. You are like a go, 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 go. But guys, I'm telling you, I don't care how much of a go getter and aggressive personality you have. If you do not have a better solution, at some point, your body is going to quit. I just talked to another person who got COVID, and I've talked to actually multiple people now who have that personality, and they get COVID and they get laid out and they get hit with it. Like it is just, I mean, one of them almost died recently that I was just talking to. And guys, it's because your body, you're not Superman or Superwoman. Okay. It's like, now you may be pretty awesome. We believe people are an awesome, made in the image of God, especially if you're a Christian, filled with the Spirit of God. I think that's great. But the truth is that you have limits. Okay. You are flesh and bones, and you can only lose so much sleep, have so much adrenaline, have so many autoimmune issues, have so much stress, have so many panic attacks, or have so many medications, or have so much weight gain, or have so much, you name it, on your body before at some point your body will quit. And when your body quits, guys, at some point, sometimes you can't go back from that. We've talked to people who have had, the brain aneurysms or the heart attacks or the strokes. And guys, some people that go through things like that, guys, it's irreversible. You can't change it. And then what happens is that, guys, it is what it is. And like, really, is it worth having to run your body into the ground for the sake of getting out of debt, but then still now it's like literally facing, it's like climbing a little hill, like climbing like a little peak, like a little 100-foot hill, and it's like, and you get to the top and there's like Mount Everest. And that's really, guys, what it's like. A lot of the people we talk to, it's like you pay off all your debt and you're like, oh, we did it, woo hoo hoo, and then all of a sudden you look at the long term. Oh my gosh, this isn't just about paying off debt. I have to save this much. Oh my gosh. We still have college. Oh my gosh. We still have kids. Oh my gosh. Braces. We still have, oh my gosh. Oh, and then weddings. Oh my gosh. And then we have this. And again, that's not even, guys, taking into account the giving and the helping of other people outside of our home that we want to help. That's just talking about you surviving. And it's overwhelming for so many people. And so, guys, if you found yourself, you got over that little hill and you had a big rush of adrenaline, and then you got to the top, and then you looked up and realized you can't even see the top, it's way above the clouds, and it's like it's cold up there and it looks awful, and it looks like, how in the world am I ever going to get up there? Well, guys, listen, if you want to get to Mount Everest, you cannot do that alone. You got to have the right person there with the supplies, with the training, with the nutrition, the things to get you up there, or you will freeze to death at the top and you will never make it. And so if you need help and you want someone who is going to train you, equip you, just serve the crap out of you and make sure that you are winning and you are getting the result, maybe for the first time in your life, give yourself a little bit of grace. Maybe you tried all these other things, and maybe the one thing that you needed more than anything else was accountability, was somebody to look on the outside, because we believe the inside of the jar cannot read the outside of the label. Someone to look into your circumstance, and again, just, guys, see what you can't see because you don't know what you don't know. And somebody that's able to point out, well, what about this, and what about this, and have you considered this? Someone to get feedback from, to bounce things off of, to be a sounding board. Guys, it is so incredibly valuable. And if you have never had that before, or you had it but the person just sucked, or maybe you thought you were getting it by hiring a debt consolidation company, don't even get me started on that. Just talked to another person today who did that. They had 4 debts. Two of the debts ended up only getting cleared. I think they paid like hundreds of dollars a month to them to fix the problem. Meanwhile, your credit score gets trashed. They're no better off. And it really just led to, you being more frustrated. Maybe you've tried some things like that. You tried hiring a coach, or you tried the real estate, smoke and mirrors thing, whatever. And there's a lot of good approaches out there. But the problem is that so many people are neglecting actually supporting the client with not, and not just supporting them, but with a working strategy that is not a band-aid, and that is not just going to mask the symptoms, but that's actually going to fix at the root cause of why you keep not being able to get wealthy, why you're able to not stay out of debt. And guys, listen, it is so much. It is, yes, it's strategy, it's numbers, there's systems and things you need in place. But guys, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you got to have someone who's going to pop the hood on this sucker up there and take a look under it to figure out what is it that's truly holding you back. And again, every client that we've ever worked with, if you watch any of our interviews, will say that while, yeah, I paid out 30,000 debt, that's great, or I did this and our marriage is transformed, and I have hope again, and I'm not depressed, and all these sorts of things. Those are all great. But what you're going to find is, again, it's really that they have completely changed who they are. They think differently. They live differently. They think like millionaires. They think like wealthy people. They think like, they have an abundance mentality. But not just that, they have a strategy that is winning. And guys, if your strategy is not winning right now, and if you've honestly take a look in the mirror and you're like, I am losing, and I am losing terribly at this game called financial freedom, then just book a call and let's see how we can help you guys. Because again, if you need help, you're not alone. There are so many people out there. And the moment you join, if we made an offer to you, and I don't know if we will, honestly, I don't know if you're the best fit. A lot of people we turn away or point them elsewhere because it's just not the best fit for them, and for what we do. But again, it could be. And if it is, guys, and we make an offer and we work with you guys, if you get into our group, you're going to see people like, oh my gosh, I found my people, because like everyone there has some of the same challenges. There's not going to be one challenge you're going to share with me, or our team, that we have not faced hundreds and hundreds of times. And I'm telling you guys, like, we are the best in the world at what we do because we have trained, we have studied, and we have helped countless people in your circumstances, and we know what to fix and we know where to look. And it's just like taking your car to the mechanic. You don't have to know what's wrong with it. You don't have to know all of the tools and all the techniques to fix it. All you need to know, and all you really want, is I'm going to sit here, and an hour later, I'm going to come home, my engine is working. And at the end of the day, the mechanic can do that because they've been trained. They know what to look for. They know all the different variables and they know exactly what to do in order to fix it and get you back on the road and cruising. So again, guys, if you feel like you're breaking down, like my cars, I got the heat coming out of the front, especially those of you guys who grew up broke with beater cars, I'm talking about. There's smoke rising from the top, or you got the heat engine or whatever, the check engine light is on, or like the hot meter is up, and you're noticing that like I'm just not feeling good. This is not feeling great. I am frustrated. I am steaming. I'm livid. I'm tired of this. Then again, book a call. Let's help you guys. If you ain't sick and tired of being sick and tired, do not book that call. But if you are like, I am so over it, Jeremy, I'm ready to start living my dream and living it now. I'm tired of handing all my money over to the banks, and I'm tired of handing my dreams over and watching other people live their dreams and go on vacations and have fun and giggle and laugh and have this amazing life while I keep struggling and I'm not getting anywhere and I got nothing to show for it, or I don't have enough to show for it for how hard I work. Book that call. Let's talk to you and let us help you change your life. So, thank you guys for hanging out with us. It was an awesome time, and I'm looking forward to speaking with some of you guys and seeing how we can help. So go to jeremykurlikowski.com/apply. Go book your free call, and let's speak with you and see how we can serve you. And we'll make sure that you're in the best of hands. You have the value and the clarity that you've been looking for. And that no matter what, we're going to get you on a solid path to get where you want to be financially, whether that's with us or working with somebody else. We are going to take good care of you. So have an awesome time, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you on our next show. Have an awesome time, guys. Bye.